Jaya Radha Madhava Nanda Bihari Gaur Premanande. Om Ishapad Paramams Privraja Kacharya Ashtotara Sata Sri 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 Divine Grace Abhacharanaranda Bhaktivinoda Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnavavrinda Ki Jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayashu Abhadreshu Anityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavate Naistike. Welcome all of you for the Sunday Feast program. ISKCON Kalmangala Yatra ki. Very nice to see all of you. Is it echoing? Haribol, Haribol. Okay. So, not easy to manage a center, huh? Not easy. It's like managing 1,000 elephants. Not easy. All glories to Arjuna Sakha Prabhu. It's a challenge. I know you are all assisting, supporting, cooperating him in this endeavor. It's tough, but I think it's doable. And looks like Karnamangala Yatra is doing this series, Sadachar, Vaishnava behavior, Vaishnava etiquette series. I think one might have already been kick-started. So I think Arjuna Prabhu and Tapan Prabhu, they were in touch and they suggested certain things to be covered. So those are the things that I'll be covering as part of Sadachar. Very important subject matter. So we will dwell on this more. Om Agnana Timirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Parishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Once, there was a scenario when Sri Sanatan Goswami was appreciating Haridas Thakur. Sanatan Goswami is one of the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. You can see the picture here on the rightmost. Celebrated Goswami. Now he was appreciating Haridas Thakur, saying, some people, some devotees, they behave very well, but they do not focus on prachar or preaching activities. What about for others?
It's not listening to us.
Acha? Oh, okay. So what I was telling is, some people behave well, they don't focus more on prachar or preaching activities. And he also says to Haridas Thakur, some people does prachar very well, but their behavior, etiquette or sadachar may not be up to the mark. So both are little bit, I can say, imbalanced. He says, since you, Haridas, since you simultaneously perform both this duty and balance it so well, you are certainly the most advanced devotee and you are qualified to become a spiritual master for this whole world. Look at how nicely Sanatan Goswami is highlighting many factors here. He's saying, you are most advanced devotee. Who is the most advanced devotee? A person who does prachar and who ensures sadachar, the etiquette or the attitude is simultaneously taken care. There is no imbalance in executing these two things. And again, he says, you are the most fit guru or a spiritual master. Look at the qualification of the guru also, how nicely he is putting, right? We should understand. So today, it's a very important subject matter which you people are doing here. We'll dwell more on certain aspects of sadachar or the behavior aspects. Because Prabhupada, he says, prachar is fine, preaching is fine. What about your attitude, sir? What about your sadachar? That should go in parallel. Preaching is wonderful. Sadachar also should go. Yes or no? Attitude, behavior, right? Srila Prabhupada says, the first preaching work is, you should make you yourself an ideal devotee. Correct? Make yourself an ideal devotee. That is the first preaching work you can do. Then you can give it to others along with exhibiting your sadachar. Right? Very important. He also gives very wonderful examples regarding sadachar. How Sriman Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for the entire Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara, he is a Mula, Acharya. Of course, he is the Lord, that is a different subject matter, but he is an Acharya, principal Acharya for this lineage actually. Right? When he met Mayavadi sannyasis in Benares, he didn't want to go inside where everybody washes their feet. No, he was sitting next to that. That sort of humility he exhibited, that sort of an attitude, because there was some, though Mayavadis, some very people of very high stature they were there, he exhibited his sadachar like that. When he defeated Kashmiri Pandit, many of his co-mates used to make fun of him. Arey, ye to har gaye. But he used to tell them, no, we should never behave like that. And he used to ensure that proper respect is given even to the person who is defeated. Similarly with Kazi also, civil disobedience movement, when he took 1 lakh devotees in a kirtan and he met him, he could have done anything, but he didn't do that. He approached him as a officer in charge and very respectfully he spoke. In those ways, Prabhupada endly saying that sadachar was maintained or followed by Sriman Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. That we should understand. We should understand that. And one more thing what Arjuna Prabhu was mentioning, I think in the topic is, generally, many times we make a mistake of identifying a Vaishnava. Right? We have our own conception basically. He is a Vaishnava. Anything goes here and there, we start doubting them, start finding faults in them, all such things. That is why it is mentioned, external appearance can be deceptive, misleading. Don't go by the external appearance of a Vaishnava, because many times it's misleading. One example, before I get into the Sadachar, one Leela I wanted to mention from Chaitanya Charitamrita. It's about the disciple of Madhavendra Puri, Pundarika Vidyanidhi. You might have heard, right? Pundarika Vidyanidhi. He is actually spiritual master of Gadadhar Pandit, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, correct? Gadadhar. This Gadadhar's spiritual master is Pundrika Vidyanidhi. This Pundrika Vidyanidhi is a disciple of glorious Acharya Madhavendra Puri. You know that, right? Sculpture, Gopinath, all such things. So we'll very quickly, before we get into the Sadachara aspects, we'll dwell on this story because there are certain things, external appearance can be deceptive. Because we comment on others looking at the external appearance. This is a very nice, apt scenario. He was very rich, Pundrika Vidyanidhi. He was like a king of that particular province. Since he was very rich, naturally, his lifestyle is very lavish. But Pundrika Vidyanidhi's friend was Mukunda, who was a close aide of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He knew Pundrika Vidyanidhi as a very, very elevated soul. Not ordinary, extraordinary Mahatma. When he was glorifying that the desire to see this Vaishnava sprouted in the heart of Gadadhar Pandit, and he asked, my dear Mukunda, can you please take me one day? Then Mukunda took to Pundrika Vidyanidhi. So when he went to that place, he just peeped in and he saw Pundrika Vidyanidhi was sitting in a very lavish, simhasan, like this. A lot of ornaments on his body, lot of fragrant scents, and he used to massage with costly oils, it seems. Who? Pundrika Vidyanidhi. He was sitting like this. Since he was a king of that province, sometimes thoda entertainment thing, should also be there, no? Ladies used to dance and used to enjoy like this, nritya. At that time, Gadadhar Pandit peeped in. What is happening? Ghor Kali Yuga. What is happening? Mukunda. What is happening? And also, this Pundrika Vidyanidhi, he was very lavish, no? He used to chew betel nuts. And then, where? On a silver spittoons, it seems. Not some ordinary. The spittoons, where you spit, no, that is made of silver. Just imagine his richness. He should do like this. Gadadhar Pandit, dekh rahe bahar se. Ye kya ho raha hai? Kaliyug hai. Symptom of Kaliyug. Mukunda! Itna bola. And you brought me here? What sort of a Vaishnava he is? Because it has been told that Krishna Bhakta is Niskinchana. That means he is free of all material possession. But this looks contrary, full of material possession. Nritya chal raha hai. He is smelling the flowers like this. He is telling, wow, how do you understand this gentleman? What a person you have brought me, like that. Then, this is the external appearance. In order to ensure his internal traits come out, Mukunda started bringing out a wonderful sloka from Bhagavatam, which describes, in Bhagavatam it is in 10th canto, 21.5. He was mentioning how nice this Mathura Pati is wearing a wonderful peacock feather as an ornament. How nicely he is wearing Vaijayanti Mala. And how nicely he is wearing a yellow garment. These are all some of the things he is bringing. And he is saying how nicely this person, is the greatest of dancers as he enters the forest of Vrindavana. How this person's footmark is completely making the Vrajavasis jubilant. These are all some of the things which he brought from Srimad Bhagavatam. Then immediately after hearing, who? Pundrika Vidyanidhi, he came down from his highly, decorated cushion, fell down, he was rolling, he started thumping his chest, he started, tearing his clothes and was rolling until he became very dirty, it seems. That was his ecstasy when he heard a single Bhagavatam sloka. Then Gadadhar Pandit thought, externally he looked like a Vishayi, a materialistic man involved in so many activities, but look at his internal traits. I had done a great offense. In order to overcome my offense, the best thing I can do is let me become a dasa for Pundrika Vidyanidhi. In that way, he became a Diksha disciple of him actually. What is the point to be noted is, don't get cheated or don't get mesmerized by the external appearance of a Vaishnava. Because if I have to utter the words of Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada's Guru, very nicely says, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Guru, Vaishnava, Bhagavan can reserve the right of not being exposed to your sense organ. Look at his words here. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, Guru, Vaishnava, Bhagavan reserves the right of not being exposed to you or your sense organs. That means, if you think, through my senses, I can able to understand Guru, Vaishnava or the Lord, it's illusion. They reserve the right. So this is what. So that means external appearance can be deceptive. This was one of the things I think Arjuna Prabhu mentioned. I thought I'll just touch base on this. Slowly, we'll get into the Sadachar aspect. Shri Shri Pundrika Vidyanidhi Prabhu ki Jai. Etiquette within the temple. We enter the temple, right? It is suggested if we can able to wash our feet and hands, it's fine. Or else at least thoda pani leke sprinkle karke andar aa jao. At least. I did the same. Thoda. That is suggested actually. Right? When you enter the temple, first thing is you just pay obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas, including all the Vaishnavas across any planet. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhyascha patitanam pavanebho Vaishnavyo namo namah. That is the first thing we are supposed to do. Pay obeisance to all the Vaishnavas and the assembled Vaishnavas here. Dandavat vahi maro, bahar. Come over, come to Srila Prabhupada, keep Srila Prabhupada on, I should be the left, on the left of Srila Prabhupada. That side, not here. Pay Dandavat, Pura Dandavat to Srila Prabhupada with the Pranam mantra. Right? First, Vanchakalpatarubhyascha there, come to Srila Prabhupada, keeping Prabhupada on my left, pay Pura Dandavat, Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Parishthaya Bhutale. This mantra you should be able to say. Then go to the deity, again on my left. Some devotees come on the right and they will do. It is not suggested actually. They are suggested to keep it on my left actually. Pay Dandavats. Right? And one more thing before I get into the nitty-gritty. In fact, again, Mahaprabhu's instruction to Sanatan Goswami, he says, Maryada Palana Haya Sadhura Bhushana. Sadhu means a Vaishnava. Maryada Palana Haya Sadhura Bhushana. It's a characteristic of a devotee to observe and protect the Vaishnava etiquette. A Vaishnava or a Vaishnavi means he should be able to adhere the Vaishnava etiquette and also able to protect that, ensure that others also follows. And you may ask, idhar udhar if I transgress, how does it go to make a difference? Very nicely it is answered again in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Maryada Langane Loka Kare Upahasa Ihaloka Paraloka Duihayanasha. Look at this from Chaitanya Charitamrita. If one transgresses or breaks the etiquette that as a Vaishnava or a Vaishnavi he was supposed to follow, people make fun of him, it seems. Loka kare upahasa. People make fun of him. Arey, ye bada sadhu bolte hai, bada sadhu, He calls herself a very nice, he or she devotee. Look at his behavior. Look at his exhibition of attitude. People laugh at him. May not be in front of him. Certainly it will happen. And also, thus he is vanquished in this world and also the next. Loka, ihaloka, paraloka, doi hai anasha. We have to be very careful. So, adhering to Vaishnava etiquette or Sadhachar is extremely important. When prachar is going on, when devotional service is going on, this should also go parallelly, sir. This should also go parallelly. When people laugh at us, what type of a devotee you are. It should go in parallel. So coming back to when you enter the temple, first is I told you, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha for all the assembled devotees and all the Ananta Koti Vaishnavas there, Dut Pranam, then come to Srila Prabhupada. I should, to my left, to the right of Srila Prabhupada, to my left, on the other side, not this side, to Prabhupada. Here also, keeping deities on my left side. Dandavat karo. Right? This is what we are supposed to do when we enter the temple. And when we enter the temple, naturally we see the deities, correct? Deities are there for us to, have darshan. Right? So when you see the deities, you should take darshan, no doubt, with great devotion. With devotion, when you stand in front of the deity, you should stand with great devotion and beg for their daya or mercy. Generally, when we go in front of the deity, we love to see the face. Correct. That is a natural instinct, I can say. Kitna sundar hai Bhagavan. But the sadachar, the etiquette is, thoda wait karo, thoda sabr karo. Go from the feet, actually. Very nicely mentioned. Go from the feet, slowly to the calves, to the thighs, higher and higher. And, in this way, you have to go finally to the face. Why? What happens if you have darshan? Feet, calves, thighs, chest, then the mukharavind, right? The face. The more the mind becomes fixed on different parts of the limbs, one after another, the more the intelligence becomes purified. Wonderful, right? If you want to purify your intelligence, look at the deity from the feet, very nicely enjoy. Look at the feet, look at the calves, thighs, the chest, the eyes, look at with gravity. So what you are doing? You are following sadachar. At the same time, you are purifying your intelligence. An answer to you, you asked me, Archana Prabhu, in the class, how you are to be detached from sense gratification. Prabhupada comments, such meditation in front of the deity will help us to get detached from Indriya Trupti or sense gratification. Somebody is troubled by these senses. I'm not able to control certain senses. It's miserable for me. Look at the deities. You will get detached from sense gratification. Coming to the sitting aspects, when we sit in the temple, we should not expose our feet to the deities or to the spiritual master, Tulsi Maharani, etc. Feet should always be covered. Feet should not be exposed. I am sitting in front of Prabhupada, but my feet is exposed to the deity, Tulsi, something like that. It should be covered. That is the sadachar. And also, we should make sure I should not show my back to the deity. That is why we are sitting here. Deity is there, altar is there, we are sitting here. Right? It should, even to the Vyasasana also, we should not show our back, it seems. That is what is mentioned here. One should not spread one's leg before the deities. One should not sit before the deities holding their ankle, elbows or knees. Of course, one should not fall asleep while sitting before the deities. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Put out. Something like that. Right? Talking. We have a propensity to talk. That is why Srila Prabhupada says, Hare Baba, preach karo. Talking in front of the deities, we should not talk loudly. We should not talk loudly. We should not quarrel in front of the deity. Chastise anyone. Ye aadmi hai na. Don't chastise anyone in front of the deity. Speak harshly to others or speak angrily. Praise anywhere. Arey, kya aadmi hai? Don't even praise. We should not praise in front of the Lordship because His Lord is the only one who deserves to be praised through Kirtana. Kirtana means praising the Lord. Right? Speak ill names about others. मत करो भगवान के लिए. Criticize demigods. अरे भगवान देखो, is a summum bonum of all the 33 crores demigods. What is the use of worshipping going to some? अरे बाबा मत बोलो. Indulge in mundane talk or prajalpa in front of the deity. Speaking a lie in front of the deity. And devotee is talking in front of the Lord. We are not supposed to, until unless there is some special guest. Arey thoda explain kar rahe. You are talking about something spiritual, something beneficial. In that case, talking in front of the deity is fine. Apart from that, you have to avoid it. You have to avoid it. I want to tell my personal example about the deity, how serious it is. My personal example, which happened in my life, which was astonishing for me. I'll tell you, I'll share it today. In my home, the main deity is Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, Laddu Gopal is there, Gaur Nitai, and my Shaligrams are there. Small Jagannath. My wife generally has a habit to close it at about 7:38. One day she closed the curtain, and when the Lord is taking rest, we are not supposed to talk in a louder voice because He is taking rest. But somehow there was a situation, I talked a little bit loudly to my wife, something like that. Then I thought, Arey, I am talking where Lord is already taking rest. I was not supposed to. That was one side of the argument. Another side of the argument, Arey choda yaar, kya mera ghar ka Jagannath, kya Jagannathpuri ka Jagannath hai? Chota Jagannath hai. Fark nahi padega. This is another side of the argument. Then still, this was going on. I should not have done it. Yes. But at the same time, chalega yaar, ghar hai na, ghar mein kar sakte yaar. No problem. Something like that. Trust me and hear to this story. I have a Panda friend in Jagannath Puri who is known to me for more than 2.5 decades. His name is Krishna Chandra Puja Panda. He belongs to the Puja Panda family who stands in front of Jagannath and they do puja. He called me 4-5 days after. Ravindra ji, कैसे हैं आप? ठीक है चल रहे प्रभु, आपका जगन्नाथ का दया सब चल रहे, all such things, He is very dear friend, we speak many things, all such things, everything हो गए. Trust me, Arjuna Saka Prabhu, before he ends up his discussion, he told me, Ravindra ji, एक बात आपको बोलना है. हाँ बोलिए प्रभु. When the deity is taking rest, Jagannath ji सोते हैं ना, उस समय ऊंचे स्वर में बात मत करना, जय जगन्नाथ. He kept the phone. Sadachar. So he is very particular. We are supposed to follow Sadachar everywhere. In the home, in the temple, everywhere. Vaishnava is a Vaishnava everywhere. I was shocked. अरे बाबा ये पंडा क्यों ऐसा बोल रहे? Who told him? Maybe Lord inspired him actually. बोलो थोड़ा मारो. We are supposed to follow Sadachar everywhere. Coming to the dress and appearance. We should dress in such a way so that it reminds others about the Lord. If possible, dhoti kurta. Or pant bhi chalta hai, but if possible, dhoti kurta. And women, like saris and generally in the presence of men, agar ho sake to pallu dalo. Ho sake to. Maybe tough, hai na? Very tough. Arey pallu dal ke jana, ye kya kar rahe, kya ho raha hai? All such things. It's okay, but that is the etiquette. If possible, you can do. I see some of the yatras very rigidly they follow. Like that. And clothing should be very simple. Thoda fashionable, opulent, thoda avoid karo temple mein. It should be neat and presentable. Perfumes, like if possible, thoda kam karna. Cosmetics, makeups should be avoided. As much possible, simplicity in dress is very important for a Vaishnava or a Vaishnavi. And also, whenever you come to the temple, wear fresh clothes. Fresh clothes. Varna, it's like transgressing a sadachar basically, right? We should wear a fresh clothes. Yesterday you had gone somewhere, wahi cloth, dhal ke aana. No, fresh clothes actually. That's the best way. like this. Coming to the tilaka, of course, for a serious practitioner, you should decorate the body with tilak for all the 12 places after taking a bath. Of course, mentioning all the respective holy names. But the thing is, if somebody who is not chanting, somebody who is not following the four regulatory principles, at least he is not suggested to wear tilaka, at least outside. Temple may, sometimes we may encourage, but at least outside, strictly no. He's not supposed to. Nahi chalega. I'm breaking all my regulatory principles. I don't chant Harinam also. Lekin Vaishnava ki tarah mujhe dikhna hai. Arre, it's okay, temple mein, but outside is a strict no. No use, basically. Elephant taking a bath, going on the mud again. So no use. Coming to, how we maintain the air. HAIR. Brahmacharis and sannyasis, needless to say, they shave their heads once a week and keep shika. Grihasthas, may do the same. Of course, they have to keep their hair short and, something like that. And especially this is about shika, it should be somewhere around 1.5 inches, they say basically. It should always be tightly knotted, and it should not be untied, because untied generally during when they go for a crematorium, somebody has died, before taking a bath, we go for bathrooms in the morning, something like that. That time it can be removed. All other times it has to be tied, because if it is untied, the body becomes weak, it seems, and if it is untied, it is inauspicious on many occasions. It has to be tied always. And of course, when you are tying it back, you can tie it while uttering Mahamantra, or if he is a second initiated with the Gayatri Mantra, something like that. Kantimala. Any devotee who is initiated has to wear a kantimala in 2 rounds or 3 rounds, wrapped around the base of the throat, like that. And who are not initiated, who are not following the 4 regulatory principles, better if they avoid. But those who are not initiated, following the regulatory principles, aspiring to take Diksha, they can wear it. Because wearing it around the neck indicates surrender to the Lord, and this principle of Tulsi beads around the neck is extremely dear and pleasing to the Lord. That is why we should wear it. And one more thing is, strictly speaking, once the kantimala is worn, even forget about other abominable things, even onion, garlic should not pass down the throat if you wear a tulsi bead. This is what we hear from the scripture, that we should really understand and advocate for others. Mustache and beard. Those who are initiated or preparing to be initiated, at least do not have a mustache or a beard, except certain emergency situation. But our standard, it has been mentioned that to shave regularly, on a weekly basis, something like that. Of course, with odd exception of yatra and other justifiable reasons. Cleanliness and hygiene in the temple. We mentioned already fresh clothes to be worn in the temple. And after prasadam is taken, ensure that all the utensil goes to the respective areas and the temple is nicely clean, because we have made some juta, it will become contaminated. We have to keep it clean, because this is Lord's place. We have to keep it very clean. One should not enter the temple hall without having washed one's hands and feet. Even after eating also. Just rinse it, thoda pani le lo, wash your hands, put some, at least sprinkle it on your feet and then enter. This is what is mentioned here. One should take bath after passing your stool and only then enter the temple. Because when you pass urine and stool, you would have touched that, right? It is impure. Only the stool of a cow is very auspicious, but not the stool of a man. Bone of a man is impure, but the bone of a shell is very pure. These are all the verdict we get from the scripture. When somebody has gone there, you're not supposed to enter actually, because that is not a nice sadachar. We have to take bath and then come to the temple. When you have visited a crematorium or you have touched a dead body, you have to take bath. One is not supposed to pass air or belch within the temple. We should keep that in mind because it contaminates the atmosphere. It is not a nice sadachar. We have to follow that. One should not put his one finger on one's mouth, ears, nose. But he is compelled to do so, then he can go and wash his hands. Women during menstrual periods, of course, they can come to the temple. That is exactly the reason Srila Prabhupada did not make ISKCON as a matha. He made it as a temple. So that it's an opportunity for women also to come during that period. Right? But women should ensure that they should not perform any item of deity worship like arati, dressing, cooking, garland, anything that is related to the deity room, deity worship, kitchen, etc. And also, she should avoid being in physical contact with anyone who is involved in the service of the deities. They may attend Tulsi Puja, but they need not put water to Tulsi during such time. But under all these circumstances, one thing that should never stop is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This should go on. There is no rules and regulations, any time, place, circumstances. And of course, the same practices if a Mataji follows at home, it is very nice. But sometimes if she is alone, she is forced to do, then she cannot, she has to do it. Again, time, place, circumstances. If somebody can help at home, the lady, when she is during her periods, that's very good. If not, she has to somehow survive. Again, as I told, it depends on time, place and circumstance. General behavior. When one is a devotee, a Vaishnava or a Vaishnavi, he actually represents his spiritual master and the Lord. He should keep always this in his mind. I represent my spiritual master because I will be assessed and they will see who is this person's guru here. He is behaving so shabbily. Who is his guru? He is behaving so wonderfully. It goes there only. Whom he worships? Whom he worships is so wonderful. Again, it goes to the lordships. He represents the Lord, he represents the Guru. Whether in temple or at home, or in office or on the street, one should conduct in a way that draw appreciation to Guru and the Lord. You are supposed to be the same everywhere. Office, home, temple, street, with the so-called materialists, etc. Devotees should not wear expensive and flashy looking jewelry, wristwatches, etc. Avoid, jewelry like gold chain, heavy indulging in gold chains, bracelets, etc. These are all some of the things that is included under general behavior. As far as possible, avoid leather items because this is certainly the result of animal slaughter. Avoid leather items. Unless, it is emergency, please take care.
In case if we have questions, should we note it down?
Please make a note. Even when we are criticized or offended, one should conduct oneself with dignity. He is a Vaishnava. Vaishnava is a Vaishnava, Srila Prabhupada says, under all circumstances. when you are jubilant, when you are criticized, when you are put down, you remain a gentleman. Vaishnava is a Vaishnava under all circumstances. That is what is told. Even when you are criticized, offended, you maintain your dignity. Is maintaining his equilibrium. Of course, we should take precautions against being cheated or take action when necessary, correct? That we are supposed to take. But please avoid picking up quarrels, indulging in useless arguments. बहुत कुछ है करने के लिए जिंदगी में. Useless arguments and quarrels. Give up this good for nothing traits. Devotee must be particularly careful in dealing with opposite sex. Be very careful, because camphor and fire certainly reacts. Be very careful. Rupa Goswami says devotee should not be neglectful even in ordinary dealings. Ordinary dealings. One should not give up basic courtesies, formalities, considering them to be mundane because I am already transcendental by nature. Normal courtesies we are supposed to take care. Many times we don't have time to say Hare Krishna to our devotees. So busy we are in our life. Of course, in transcendental service to the Lordship. Properly we may not reciprocate to them actually. That love, that support, friendship, many times it misses. What are we trying to achieve? Sometimes, when they are sitting, we may touch somebody's foot, It is offensive actually. So that is why when somebody is sitting down, you have to show the hand and say that, I am just walking here, Prabhu, please make way for me. Like that you should go. These are all some of the things that we should exhibit. Let's say you touch your feet to them. You're supposed to touch their body and take the hand on your head. And this is going to nullify that particular offense, it seems. Offense. It says, this nullifies that offense. Not that, Arey touch kiya, chalo, I'm just moving on like that. No, these are all some of the simple things that we are expected to exhibit here. Acharyas have exhibited all these things. We should follow them actually. Not simply giving, saying that, Mahajano, Gata sa Panta. We should follow them. Preaching is certainly a very, very essential position in a Vaishnava or a Vaishnavi's life. And the next thing is, apart from preaching, is sadachar. That should go side by side, like Sanatana Goswami has mentioned to Haridas Thakur. You are the most qualified Haridas because you follow both these very nicely. That's why you are a spiritual master. That's why you are a most advanced devotee. We are supposed to follow Srila Haridas Thakur. Attending classes like you are all attending now. One should be very attentive and silent, of course, which you are. You are all very attentive and silent. A talkative or a sleepy devotee has a discouraging or distracting influence on the speaker. So we should take care. And also it doesn't project a good image of our mission. If one somehow feels very sleepy, he should move on to one side of the building and he should stand up. One should avoid moving in and out of the temple when the discourse is taking place. This causes great amount of disturbance. Parents must control their children. If the children becomes noisy, they must be kept outside the temple. Relevant and pertinent questions must be asked and in a humble spirit. These are all some of the things are mentioned pertaining to attending classes. Oh Krishna, 12:30, I am done. So the remaining, I think from Arati is, I think I saw that when you sent that message, no, this Arati and other things are there in other thing, basically. Vaishnava Sadachari ki. Any questions, any comments? Can you read?
Great. I have a question. We learned this etiquette. Some of them we are able to follow, some of them we are not able to follow. For example, the thing you told, washing hands and legs. So I take it as an input from management side to arrange a small tap or something. So
There is a tap already, Prabhu. Thoda lena aur bas ho gaya.
Okay. So we will somehow direct the devotees.
Don't you think it's very awkward? I might have worn my shoe or a chappal, with a lot of dust. Straight away I'm entering the Lord's house. Our old customs, you go there, they say just wash your legs. Correct? Whenever you go outside and go home also, we wash our legs. Yes or no? Then why not the temple, yeah? Yes, Prabhu.
So we heard one etiquette that we have to untie our shikha whenever something inauspicious has happened. Whenever we touch the dead body, we have to have bath. The body of great Vaishnava is also considered to be very pure. Even the Parthiv Sharir, the dead body of the Vaishnava also is considered holy. So if I touch the dead body of a senior Vaishnava or let's say some Acharya, is this rule applicable? Should I have bath?
Beautiful question. My God, who want to answer this? All our leaders have vanished, huh? They had come for the meeting only. Some faces, anyway, I wanted to ask. So who wants to answer this? You heard this question? Beautiful question. Whenever you go to see a person who has passed away, who has left, we are, of course, we touch them, we just, all such things. Then we'll go away. We are supposed to take bath. Beautiful question is, let's say an Acharya has passed away. Very senior Sparshamani, he has passed away. It is so glorious to touch them. Yes, Acharya, correct, Guru. So glorious to touch them. So what to do at such a situation? What's your name, Mataji?
Sujata.
Yes, Mataji, what is your comments?
I'm just guessing, I don't know the answer. But once the Acharya has passed away and his soul has left the body is no longer the Acharya.
Oh,
Still considered the
Krishna. Okay. Just to answer this, there is nothing like a body or a soul for an Acharya. Even for a serious Vaishnava or a Vaishnava, we hear from Srila Prabhupada words, the body also become spiritualized. Material body also become spiritualized. Then what about an Acharya? Absolutely. Very recently, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Swami Maharaj, his glorious body was, kept under. It's transcendental. We have to glorify that particular body, because through that medium he has done so many wonderful things for his Guru. We have to touch. There is no question of, getting contaminated like we touch the body of anybody else actually. Certainly, it is suggested we are supposed to take the dust, all such things. But as an etiquette, we are also supposed to take bath. It is not that we have become contaminated. We are purified, but still we are supposed to take bath. As an etiquette. Does that answer? Any other comments, any other questions on today's subject matter?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. One question I have.
Yes, Mataji.
Why is it when the woman goes through her period, what is the reason the scripture says that the woman is impure and cannot do any related activities?
Who wants to answer this? You want to help me? Give the mic to Arjuna Sagabara. Very nice question, huh? Because a lot of debate is there. How can you call us impure? Are Baba, Ake, you come and marry us? Children are produced by us? We are equal in the corporate area? And you people call us, 3 days off.
So, my understanding of this subject matter is, we are talking about cleanliness in deity worship. We are talking about Bhuta Shuddhi. We are talking about Mantra Shuddhi. We are talking about qualification of being well trained and having a pure body and uneducated mind when we enter the altar or do something related to the deities, be it cooking, garland making, dressing, or worship. Even in case of men, forget about women, even in case of men, when somebody has expired in their family, there is a time when they are not allowed to do deity worship. And it is a known fact that during the menstrual cycle, cleanliness is compromised. Also, I have read that the mind also is slightly agitated. Plus, someone in one of the temples has told me it is not good for women, it is not good for their health to do such activities during the menstrual period. They should take rest, they should do those activities which are absolutely necessary. In earlier days, cooking used to be a very heavy task. 80 days taking the wheat and grinding, making fresh atta, fresh everything. So that was also not recommended. We have citations from Mahabharata when Draupadi was being dragged. At that time she was in a kind of a place, a secluded place, because she was going through her periods. And she was not actively involved in services to the family or to the deity or to the elders, because it's not good for their health also. My understanding is not about men or women. The requirement is of cleanliness. When the mind is agitated, when their health is not good. Even for men, if somebody is suffering from cough and cold, if somebody's phlegm is coming out, it's recommended that you should not do puja. If somebody sweats a lot during our deity worship, full life will ban on that. So it's about cleanliness. It's about having a peaceful mind, Bhuta Shuddhi, Man Shuddhi, Mantra Shuddhi, and it's about being qualified. Proper training is there, proper health is there, proper mind is there, proper cleanliness is there, because we are going to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This etiquette is very necessary. Otherwise, deity worship will easily get compromised. Some places, even in India, even in the most respected temples, we see cleanliness is not followed. Because some things got compromised very well. So, my understanding is not about men and women, it's a matter of cleanliness, it is a matter of uneducated mind and health. So, therefore, some recommendations are there, in some cases for men, in some cases for women. And we have the recommendations coming from Narad, who is the Supreme Spiritual Master. So, and this is now not valid just for human beings, it is valid for people on other planetary systems also. So as a universal law, I think it makes sense.
Does that answer your question? It applies even for men also. In some situation, as Prabhu has informed now. So as a matter of etiquette, healthy practices, certain codes of conduct are given in the scriptures, which we have to follow. But certainly, it is twisted in such a way, they take it, women is being targeted, especially, like, oh my God, it's a big subject matter. We are supposed to, right? Fine, Mataji? Yes, Prabhu, there's one. Yes, Prabhu. Sit down, Prabhu, please sit down. Sit down.
We had a joint family, and 70 years back, when I was a child, in those periods, my mother was kept in an aloof room. Whenever I wanted to go to her, I had to remove my clothes and then I went. I used to go to her, and then again taking bath, I was permitted in my house. And for that 3 or 4 days, they were totally allowed to rest. It was a rest period. I was told in my childhood. Thank you.
Of course, the old practices, previously it was very stringent. They used to do that. In a way it is fine. But of course, time, place, circumstances, there is some leeway. But still, certain etiquette has to be adhered to. Right? Okay? You have a question? Yes, Prabhu.
Probably, my question is like what are the etiquettes is being told, the same should be followed in home also while doing the literacy. Because everything what I said thing should not be possible because even sometimes we shout and while doing literacy, suppose kids are doing some disturbance, we just shout. So we actually
बेटर शाउट मत करना वरना टेलीफोन काला जाएगा जगन्नाथ प्लीज No, I got your first question. Yes, we should replicate the same as much possible at home. Srila Prabhupada wanted every house to be a temple, not that only temple to be a temple, even every house to be a temple. That means rules and regulations should be applied there also, if possible, to the best of one's ability. But certainly, like there is no limit for the quality, right? There is no limit for the seva to the Lord. Correct? We have to keep improving. I understand the initial challenges, that's okay, but you should always aspire to grow high, right?
From you said we should always change the look of the clothes should be properly washed while sitting the duty. But can we keep a separate cloth to do the person in home as because we don't have so many places to do the puja. Otherwise, parents and all they won't be comfortable.
The question is, we have to wear fresh clothes when we worship, right? He's telling, let's keep one एक dress gown की तरह deity worship means pano and keep it somewhere there. Something, that's what you're trying to say. Oh Krishna, it's a tough question, huh? क्या बोलूं गुरु? I understand, it looks very tough. Every time, let's just try to understand. The clothes, there is a sweat in the body. We would have gone to the bathrooms. We would have touched so many things, right? We have taken prasadam. Not that taking prasadam as, we are contaminated. Body is spiritualized. But at least we have made jhuta, na? All those things. It's not an ideal thing to go in front of a supreme absolute truth with this thing. I have seen many Mahatma, persons, they do all these only, then they'll go and adjust the crown of Lord Jagannath. Not supposed to do that. As far as possible, very neat in front of the Lord. अगर हो सके तो. I understand your, my God, what a googly question here. एक gaun लगा के every time I'll go. Yes, Arjuna Sagapru, any?
I was thinking of the apron which is there in the kitchen. And then, okay, put it.
Just like cooks, they'll wear, no? Well, before going to, cooking all this. But generally, the best is, come neat in front of the Lord. Such things really uplifts us because cleanliness is next to godliness, Srila Prabhupada says. It is tough. I understand your bhade. I understand. But let's aspire to come to that level. Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, if sometimes we get late to come to office, from office, and when altar is closed, so it's 7:30 or 8 p.m. or 8:30 or so,
In your home.
and in home,
Okay.
then can we offer food to God? No.
When?
Suppose I'm coming to 8:30 from office. Okay. Then bhoga can be offered to the Lord after altar is closed? No.
See,
I'm just trying to.
so order is closed.
He needs to say that his regular bhoga time is, let's say, 7 or 6:30. He has missed it. And 7:30 is the altar closing time, so the altar has been closed. Now he has come from office at 8:30. Can he offer the bhoga or should he skip for that?
See, now 8:30 time is over and you have closed it. Correct? That is the situation. Doesn't matter. You do it manas, na? Do it manas. It's a bona fide process. Take a tulsi. Of course, tulsi will be there. It's offer manas, no? See, during Kartik Vrata, there are so many beautiful things you might have heard in many classes. Even if you remember the mother of the universe and do arati to the sky, that is accepted as bona fide. Why not your bhoga, your offering, just Jagannath's picture is there, Yashoda Krishna picture is there, Sudama, offer it na and eat. Where is the problem? No? Fine? Okay? Yes, Prabhu. Last question, Archana Prabhu. Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you said that we should do a Dandavat when the altar is on the left hand side of us. Is there a reason to that?
I know it is part of the Sajachar, but you ask me any other technical reasoning why I should not do on the other side. Archana Prabhu, you have any better this thing? Why not on the other side? Keeping on my right. No, like that. Yes, Prabhu, please answer.
It is like we are offering obeisances, we are going Parampara. Because Prabhupada is at the left. So through Prabhupada, the offering goes to the Lord. That is what I heard.
Prabhu, Arjuna Prabhu, any other things?
So, generally we see that I have two answers. One very straightforward answer which was told to me when I was 1 year old in Krishna consciousness. The heart is towards the left, we want to keep the deities closer to our heart. This was the simple answer which was given. I have found in Prabhupada's purports that whenever we have to offer obeisances to the Vishnu Tattvas, we have to keep them towards our left and offer. And whenever we have to offer dandavats to non-Vishnu Tattvas, we can keep them towards the right. And when we see the photo of Narasimha and our demigods standing, they follow this protocol. They keep Narasimha towards their left. So when they go to Shri Sagar, they keep them towards their left. Also here we see Radharani is towards the left, who is instrumental in giving pleasure to Krishna. She's towards the left of Krishna. Sri Prabhupada also mentions that we are meant to give pleasure to Krishna, we are to assist Radharani. In this way I have a question.
But the question is, why not on the left side? See, I pay obeisances keeping this position, Srila Prabhupada is that I'm going to do obeisance like this on my left. Question is, why not the other way?
Yeah, because that is meant for the demigods, for whom I have completely surrendered to, for whom I want to absolutely follow, whether it is my spiritual master or Shiksha Guru or the Vishnu Tattvas or the founder Acharya. I convey that I am absolutely following you by doing efforts on the left hand side. And for those whom I want to respect, and whom I want to convey that yes, you are a great personality, like the yours, I will do it on the right. This is what
Just to keep it short, yeah, there are so many reasonings like this. But just to keep it short, it's part of a sadachara. Certainly, when something is mentioned in the scriptures, no need to, dwell more on doing researches. Let's follow. But still, if you need more clear, clarity, I think I'll have to get back and, apart from whatever Arjuna Prabhu has mentioned, I'll have to get back and, answer, which I'll certainly do it. Okay?
Another question. We heard that we should dress very humbly when we come in front of the deities. We should not wear any kind of a crown or a veil or Eastward crown when entering the temple. This is something which we see in Gaudiya Vaishnava. In whichever temple we go, they dress very humbly, they wear non-stitched clothes, they wear dhoti, kari, and worship. However, I have observed in South Indian temples, especially in the Sri Vaishnava line, the pujari is dressing up very opulently. He goes to worship the Lord. He wears gold necklaces, he wears golden belts. I have seen some photos of Prabhupada. He's sitting with Hyderabad Brahmanas, and they come from Hyderabad, and Prabhupada is saying these are real Brahmanas, give them charity. And in the photo they are very big golden girdles and earrings and bracelet of gold. So why Gaudiya Vaishnavism is supposed to dress humbly, whereas Sri Vaishnavism is supposed to dress opulently? This is my question.
You understood the question? Some of the devotees in some other parampara, they dress themselves so gorgeous. And of course, he's saying in Gaudiya Vaishnava parampara, of course they follow, it is very apt. I don't think, if you dig deep on the injunction from the Alvars or from Sripada Ramanujacharya, I don't think it will differ much, because the two important tenets from Ramanuja, Sampradaya, Madhva, Kumaras and Rudra Sampradaya, he took true to essence basically. I don't think it will deviate so much. I don't think there will be a separate sadachara instructions for them to decorate nicely when they go. Go neatly in a tidy way, that will be the injunctions, but gorgeous with lot of ornaments and all. I don't know what was the occasion, I am not sure, but every day in front of the Lord, if that is the case, it looks a bit contrary, but I think we will have to stick to the injunctions which is told us, but that is how it should be basically. That is how it should be. But if somebody goes like that, it's a question of, re-educating those devotees. That's it. I don't think Alvars would have mentioned like that. Ramanuja Charya has mentioned like that. I don't think so. Okay? Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki Nitai Gaur Premanandi.
Let's thank His Grace Ravindra